So as everyone is dealing with the coronavirus pandemic right now, a lot of people are in their homes. States are completely shut down. People can't go to the bars and the restaurants and the nightclubs and the churches, etc., gyms. A lot of people are dealing with this. Well, now you have some of the mega pastors are coming out now, because you see that flow of people is not going to the church. So they're not collecting those tithes and those offerings as they would normally collect. So we have two prominent preachers here in America, one by the name of Kenneth Copeland and the other one by the name of Paula White. I want to play two clips and I want you to hear exactly what they're saying to you, the people who could be watching them, or maybe you went to their church before. But let's go ahead and roll those two clips.
Who are soul sick, those who are spiritually sick, because we bring forth the word of God and we bring forth truth that gets deep down in your soul in the way you think and you feel about things. Maybe you'd like to sow a $91 seed, and that's just putting your faith with Psalm 91, or maybe $9, or whatever God tells you to do. If you want to be a blessing to Paula White Ministry or City of Destiny, you can go to the website at paulawhite.org.
Fear of this coronavirus is faith in its ability to hurt you or kill you. The fear of, what are we going to do? I'm getting laid off at work. Hey, your job's not your source. If it is, you're in trouble. Jesus is your source. Whatever you do right now, don't you stop tithing. Don't you stop sowing offerings. Well, they won't let us go to church. Well, email it in there, text give or something, but you get your tithe in that church. If you have to go take it down there and drop it off and stick it under the door or something, you get that tithe in that church, you get that offering in that church, and then you go home and you do what we're supposed to do.
Now, let's talk about the problem with what both of them are saying. Let's start off with Kenneth Copeland. He's telling you to make sure to keep giving to the church. Don't stop tithing now. Don't you dare stop tithing. But the grocery shelves are empty. A lot of people have lost their job. Layoffs are definitely on the way. Or some people have been furloughed. Some people, are having no hours on their schedule just so they don't get let go, like the Marriott. But you're letting people have health insurance during this time of crisis. People are looking to reassess how they even provide for their families. A lot of people are learning not to have all their eggs in one basket, dealing on one job. Some people are looking at things and trying to assess and say, you know what, maybe I need to go into an essential field for a job, because the people who are working right now are those that are considered essential jobs. But while people are trying to figure all this out, children are out of school, all of that is going on right now. Kenneth Copeland, a man that is worth $760 million. Let me repeat that again. He's worth $760 million. And he's telling you, who could have lost your job, he's telling you that don't even have not even a quarter of what he has, to keep giving your tithes to his church. How that's helping you? What is Kenneth Copeland doing for anybody? What? You see, maybe part of why Corona showed up is to shake up America fundamentally in every area of this country. Maybe if you were truly hearing from God and paying attention to what's really going on all over the world with Corona, maybe you would think a little deeper than the surface. Because you see, Kenneth Copeland is fine. He not worried about anything. He got private jets. He got an entourage. He got whatever he needs. But yet he's going to tell you to keep giving your money to the church. Now, the second one, Paula White, Donald Trump is affiliated with her. She's worth $5 million. And she's telling you the same thing as this man was saying. These people, see, they can't flock you to their churches now. They can't get you with all their choirs and music and make you feel guilty at the time while you're sitting there to dump out your wallet and your purse to them. While they're millionaires, you don't hardly have anything. Now, if they were truly hearing from God, why can't they explain the coronavirus? Why can't they explain the purpose? Why can't they explain what's going on with the government and why they in a state of confusion? Why can't they explain anything? Because they truly don't hear from God. Because if they truly hear from God, they know exactly what coronavirus is doing. They would know what's shifting in the world. They would know all this and they would be able to articulate it. But see, they don't hear from God because they are worrying about collecting some money. Where's my money? That's all it's about. Because if you see people are dying in America, where's Kenneth Copeland trying to comfort the people? Why isn't he putting on personal protective equipment and going minister to God's people, right? All the hurting and the sick people. He got the money to be protected. So why isn't he out there? Where's Paula White? Why she isn't out there? All of them, these mega preachers. But the people don't require nothing out of them. That's why they can just say, hey, give me the money and can't explain anything. Kenneth Copeland should feel ashamed of himself way more than Paula White at this point. This man is close to being a billionaire. And Paula White, she hasn't scratched the surface where he's at, but she's still doing better than most of the people in this country. And yet you have the nerve to sit up there and ask. But see, that's why I don't go to nobody's churches. I can't do it because I know the game. I know the hustle. I know what they're doing. And I know what they're doing is wrong, scripturally wrong, morally wrong. And how is you got a church talking about you standing up against evil, but you don't address racism, white supremacy? You don't address that? That's what I'm saying. You're not following the Bible. You're not following the scriptures, because if you were truly following the scriptures, you would address all evil in this nation. And you surely wouldn't have no white Jesus on your wall that a lot of them do in their churches. And I'm bringing them up because a lot of black folk join with Paula White. A lot of black folk go to Kenneth Copeland. Do you know Creflo Dollar came out of Kenneth Copeland? So yes, black folks are definitely attached to some of the white mega preachers as well. It's not just the black ones. My issue is in this time period, see how they're exposing themselves? See, in times of crisis, in times of trouble, you'll see who the true leaders are. You'll see who the fakes are and the frauds. You'll see who is courageous. You'll see who is a coward. You'll see all of that, because trouble either going to refine you and make you better, or it's going to break you. That's all trouble is going to do. And all of them are being exposed right now. How is it that you're sitting up there dealing with them? And I know they got some people, there's nothing I can say that's going to change them. They're like, oh no, I got to do what God say. And God say, give your money to them. I thought he wants you to do the work of God. Like go out there and help people do. Come on. God also give you 5 senses as well. And if you're not using them, that's wrong. A lot of y'all in fear, they claim you're Christian, you're in fear. But if you actually had a relationship with God, you'd be at peace in the middle of the storm. You would understand either to hunker down, peace be still. And while the world is going crazy because they don't know what to do, you already know what's going on, because God already put in your heart what's going on. You're not worried about anything. You're fine. That lets me know when you all scared and worried and this and that. Well, obviously you're not really having a relationship with God, because he already would put in your heart what you should do or what's going to happen if you truly have faith in him, right? I'm talking about those people who say they're Christians and they love God and all that. See, that church house is just a crutch for you. See, now you got to have your relationship with God. I'm talking about these Christians out here. See, you don't need no pastor. You don't need no church house, because all you're doing is going over there for religion. And with religion, it's just protocol. You're going over there for tradition. and you just want some spiritual entertainment, which is the preaching they're doing, read your own Bible, pray yourself to God. You ain't got to have no man or woman talking about they your pastor. You say you read the Bible, right? Didn't the sacrifice of Christ have ripped the veil? Now you can approach God yourself now. So why do you need this preacher? For what? And then these preachers don't even follow the model of Christ, because Christ didn't go sit in the temple all day. He was out with the people. He wasn't riding around no private jets and worth almost $1 billion at their time period. He was out here with the people. So what I'm saying is, with all this, these preachers are exposing themselves, and this is good. This is a beautiful thing. Trust me, it's a lot of bad things going on right now that's not good, and I hate to see it with this, Corona situation. But there's also some good coming out of it too. People being exposed all over the place. And we would have never seen this exposure until this showed up. So if you go into these people's churches at this point, especially Kenneth Copeland, he worth almost close to $1 billion. And he told you that this ain't the time to not be giving your tithes. Must be nice to be tax free. God, that must be nice. That you ain't got to pay nothing in taxes. You get to keep all your money in your pocket while the rest of us have to give the IRS all kind of money. And if we don't pay, we'll go to jail. But shoot, you just call yourself Rev, and there you go. You can get all the money, and then people will support it. But leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the situation with these churches. And then on top of that, these churches say they're struggling financially right now. They're struggling. They say because you're not there to be in there every Sunday to give your tithes and your offerings. That's what they depending on you. So it's not God, because if they were depending on God, they wouldn't have to depend on you, right? See, that's all this stuff is starting to come out. And I'm more passionate about this situation because especially in the black community, billions of dollars leave the black community every week in these churches. And look at the black community. Ask black people to start building schools for our children. We can't do it. We can't come together for nothing, but you surely can come together every week to go to that church house and just give all your money. We say, let's build some businesses. Let's build neighborhoods. Let's do this. Let's do that. We can't do nothing. But the one thing we do is go to the church house and give away billions of dollars every week. So I'm glad right now they can't go in those church houses, because some of them losing their mind right now that they can't go. If your preacher's so good, let your preacher get online no different than I'm online. Talk to your flock then. Let's see how much they're going to pay attention to you. So you need all your deceptive tactics. And I know your tactics because I went to the same school of thought that you went to. I have a degree to prove it. And I know from going to school and getting that degree, the tricks you playing psychologically to get people's money. That's why I'm highly against the things you're doing. That's why I always don't speak against preachers in the United States who's pulling these stunts, because you're not following the scriptures whatsoever.